This hangout is live.
Yes,
Live?
it is.
Live?
Live.
I'm not
It's
sure I know what
Saturday
that
night.
means. Gotta change my voice.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Copyright infringement. Copyright infringement. This just goes like, we need credits or something rolling right now, you know?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, that's
you know
right.
what?
There we go.
You know what?
What's that?
Jimmy forgot to push this button.
JK, stop screwing around.
I thought I was screwing around.
In 5.
Oh, I was having so much
3.
fun with the music.
And now, from somewhere in North America, it's Blast. It's the show about everything, yet teaches you nothing and still leaves you wanting so much more. So sit back, relax, and prepare to be entertained as never before. And now, here is the man that Gandhi gives his credit to for his personal inspiration, JK.
Oh,
JK, that's me. Let's see if I can do this. I don't even know what I plugged in for the show here. Yeah.
I just wanted to say that I do really appreciate what you gave to Gandhi. I thought it was big of you. That type of inspiration that you provided.
I wanted to do the best that I could.
I think you helped change the world without taking the credit, and I think that's what's important.
I'd like to take credit for
You
even
made it
that.
a better place.
But I can't. But Amy's in the house. We'd like to say hi to Amy.
Hello.
Amy,
Hello.
are you all out
right
tonight,
there.
Amy?
I am all out tonight, Brett.
Hey, anything happen in your area, your neck of the woods recently? Anything exciting tonight going on?
Anything exciting? Oh, besides a drug bust down like one street over and a gunshot. Guy got shot twice. Hey, not much.
Now, I'm sorry that out here
Another
on the West
day in the
Coast,
life.
out here on the West Coast, that sounds like a party.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, it does. Hey, we have, and that is Brett's in the house having the party. Right?
Hey, Brett.
Just wishing I was there shooting it up with Amy.
Yeah.
Sounds like a blast over there. Bring the guns. Come on over.
It's the blast.
It
And
is.
the blast.
It's the blast.
And the blast. And I
Absolutely.
didn't know if Andrew was going to be in the house, but
Andrew is in
He
the
is.
house.
And
Duh.
now,
Yes, right now.
our techie.
Andrew hasn't left his house since winter started.
Exactly.
were you
His
really
beard's
sick
going to be
today?
down and corn rolled.
I wasn't. I was just making fun of Brett.
Oh, you were?
Alright.
Okay. All right.
Hey,
Because I didn't want details. I just
too
wanted
easy
to
to
know if
too
you were
easy to
sick.
do. Too easy to
And
do.
this time, of course, JK's in the house.
Hello, JK.
But,
Brett,
but
you
we
need,
know
you
that.
need your strip down below, Brett.
Hello. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I forgot
we
to
lo-
put
we
that
all
up
lost
there.
our
There we
strips.
go. Everybody else is
Hey.
calling this strip. Where's my strip? Can I have
So-
some more strip?
Tonight, in
I
about...
like Andrews, by the way. I like Stop, Drop, and Wi-Fi.
Is that what he's got?
You.
There's a rap song in there somewhere, I'm telling you. Yo, Stop, Drop, and Wi-Fi. There's a hip-hop song in there, I'm telling you.
Dude, you're going to have to tell us more about that later. I want to know why you're, like, stop dropping Wi-Fi when your Wi-Fi is going out all the time. I'm just
I'm
curious.
wired. I'm hardcore wired.
So he's more of the
okay.
why?
Oh, I forgot to mention.
Wi-Fi? Why?
I got a post
Oh,
on
boy.
your timeline. My speeds now.
Oh, I would like
Oh,
to
you
see
did?
your speeds.
No, I'm gonna. I got my
you're
speed
gonna
back.
brag
Did you guys,
again.
I don't know, Jim, if you were actually looking towards the east about 10 minutes ago, right when Andrew was gearing up to log on to the Wi-Fi, there was a dimming in the night sky because he actually drew so much power at that instant that it was
Just a little one.
You know, it was like that movie slowing down for a second, then speeding back up. It was a brief moment, but
we're all freaking happy here when we get like a max 50 speed download. Andrew literally is right around 250 download speed when he's cooking.
I'm
True
happy
story.
if I can maintain like a 13 or 14 for God's sakes.
No, I'm right around 50, 55 for me.
I upgraded.
It's right around 250.
I upgraded from my 60 meg service. I used to have the old 150, and then they put this new thing in, and so I went to the 60, and yeah, it was garbage. So I had to upgrade to 150 again.
America has some of the slowest internet speeds on the planet, and allegedly we what do you call it?
Because they're not government run.
Invented it.
Well, Al Gore did. He's awesome.
Yeah.
And Al Gore, he's there for us.
Yeah.
We're going to start the show first with a public service announcement.
The more you know. The more you know.
We're going to do just a little bit of Yik Yak, and then we're going to bring in our special guest tonight, Dave Almgren, who's going to talk about. It's been fascinating to me about all of the movies. I mean, it started out a couple years ago with a movie that I think was called Standing with the Giants or Saving the Giants. I don't know. Dave will know.
Oh, I thought it would have been like Walking Dead or something, but hey.
It's with the Giants, Standing with the Giants or something. Anyways, he'll tell us when he gets on. But from that point on, all of a sudden these faith-based movies just started to take hold. But anyways, we'll get into that later. So let's start with a public service announcement. And this public service announcement is actually public service announcement on behalf of Amy. Did you know this, Amy?
No, I did not.
Amy?
Wah?
Aww.
Here, wait. I'm going to start at the beginning. I don't know why I should start at the beginning. Here we go. This is Frank.
Look at
I'm
Frank.
A 1 to 5-year-old, whatever, is severely mistreated before we adopted him. Care and love. That's the happiest dog ever.
He's adorable. They need to get him fixed, but he's adorable.
Yeah, I know. This is kind of a little
package. Oh my word! No
He's
wonder he's so
stud,
happy.
isn't he?
No wonder he's so happy.
Why could I move that a little bit? It's like, now he can dream. Okay.
Apparently about mating.
Blanket over him or something, right?
I know.
Right? Well, thanks for the inappropriate doggy porn tonight, Jimmy.
I didn't need to do porn.
It's
starting out with dog porn, and we've got a Christian movie thing on.
Well, we can tie that up. Hey, God loves all his creatures. God loves all his creatures, big or small.
There it is.
Big or
Please
small.
adopt. Don't buy from breeders. Don't buy from pet stores.
You know what? If you can't go to your local humane society or whatever it's called in your area and find a dog that is deserving of your love and that will love you back, I mean, I fully stand by it. I love my dog, and I love my dog, and I know that he loves me. He loves our family. He's part of the family, and he might not be here today if I hadn't taken the time to go over and find him. And
yep.
You know, it's one of those things for me. It's like I tell you, you walk through and you want to adopt them all, and that's what's tough about it. That's what's tough about it. But honestly, I truly believe this. I was like, when I saw him, it's like I knew that's the little guy for me. That's him.
Yep.
And I think there's something that goes on there. I mean, you can't explain it. You want to talk about spirituality? You can't explain it, but I think it's just
they don't call a man's
adopt.
best friend for nothing.
Go adopt. That's all I'm going to say. It'd be worth your time.
A lot of these, like people don't realize the pet shops, like the breeder dogs, are just so mistreated. You know, it's unbelievable.
Inbred and mistreated.
Yep.
It's really it. So basically, we just described the South. Anyway.
Right on. Yeah.
So of our
wrong.
Of our tens and tens of fans, we just lost three.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. So I'm gonna bring Dave in here in a few minutes. and hopefully he'll want to stay around for the trivia and all of that stuff. But anybody got anything to cover real quick on?
Well, I prepared a couple questions just real quick for our guest tonight, and I just want to run them by you. The first one is, why do you hate Jews?
No.
The second question I have is, what?
Wait until he comes on.
No, you want to hear these before he comes on, James.
I was going to run these past you guys and see what you thought of them.
And see if it's okay. Okay, go ahead.
The first one is, why do you hate Jews?
Right. The first question I have is, why do you hate Jews?
You mean him in general being a Christian? Or?
Right. And why do you feel that that Christianity has been sent to destroy the world and kill everyone? That's another question I have. And well, you know what? I'm not even going to read the third one. It's probably not appropriate. So, anyway, I just want to let you know I'm prepared. I'm prepared.
You're a freaking knucklehead. You're such a knucklehead. Fortunately for us, Dave has seen the show before, and so he knows you.
So he knows what to expect.
Anybody got anything about the? Go ahead.
I got a tech-related thing.
Okay.
Apparently, there is a big thing on right now. Remember Jim, whatever the hell his name, North Korean president?
Jim Jong-il.
Jim Jong-long or whatever, I don't know.
Kim Jong-un.
Hey, we just lost our one Asian fan. Thank you.
You're
Kim Jong-il. Jim
That's
something.
it.
Yeah.
Jimmy,
I don't know. It sounded good.
Remember the North Korean leader, Jim something?
Jimmy Coffer-il.
Yeah.
What about him?
But apparently, you know how they made that movie, The Interview?
Yes, great.
Apparently, there's a hacker group right now trying to destroy Sony Pictures, and they've hacked
done very well.
Oh yeah, they've hacked their PlayStation Network and also their website, and they're threatening to take it down permanently unless they pull the film.
They're doing very well at their hack job, and it's actually impressive. They've ripped a bunch of emails off servers. Which have gotten some people in trouble about comments they made about actors that have worked for Sony.
Personal info.
Emails.
Yeah, they released an email that said Tom Cruise. They were trying to get Tom Cruise, or somebody trying to get Tom Cruise for some. Oh shit! Why did I even bring that up when I can't think of what it is now? But whatever.
Apparently, even some provocative pictures and stuff on some of the actors that played in the movie.
Sure.
Really?
You mean like during the casting couch sessions and things like that?
Yeah, and different stuff like that.
Wow.
And apparently it was on Saturday Night Live. They figured, why not make a spin on it, and they went with it.
I'm going to probably bet that if NBC was owned by Sony, they wouldn't have done that.
No.
You're probably right.
You know? We've all seen that. Thanks for the update, Andrew.
Oh,
yeah, that is awesome.
I did not see that.
But apparently, it may even be the same hacker group that's going to threaten to take down Xbox Live, too, by the end of the year.
Is that anonymous?
That's how sad it is.
Not
that's actually like important to mainstream America and Canada and any developed country that Xbox Live might go down.
Yep.
Well, it's actually pretty big.
Can you imagine?
No, I know it's huge. I'm just saying it's a gaming network. You know what I mean? That's my point.
I know. Can you imagine though? I mean, if I couldn't get online and kill things, I don't know. I don't know what I'd do. I really don't.
You'd kill things for real. Who are you kidding?
I don't know. They're named like the
go.
Lizard Squad or something like that. I don't know.
Do you know that
Lizard.
one of the broadcast program that I use on another computer that I use to feed in the videos and all that kind of stuff, that is a gaming program that I manipulated into being able to do this. And so then I turned in a tape about 2 years ago to the company. They're having a little contest to find out what people are using it for, whatever. Send us some of the videos on your gaming and stuff. And so I sent a clip of the show, and back when it was GP and Joey and myself, and they thought it was fascinating enough that they gave me like 2 years worth of free service on it, and then they opened up. They actually dialed in the broadcast program XSplit into Skype and a couple of other things so that people could use it that way.
Really?
Because they didn't intend for the program to be used that way, but I kind of manipulated it, and here we are today.
Well, see, look at you. Maybe we should put technical advisor under you at this point. Andrew, what have you manipulated? And what have you manipulated lately? Come on.
Yeah, Andrew.
Nothing. I cleaned out your system. Don't worry about it.
Completely innocent.
Are you sure? Who's laughing? Brandy?
Is somebody getting a latte?
Hold on. Wait, we're doing this backwards. We're doing this backwards. Boy, I sure would love a latte. I hope someone out there is listening.
Gee, if one suddenly showed up, wouldn't that be clever?
Wouldn't that be surprising,
1,000, 1,000. Oh, wow. Look at
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen.
Someone's watching the show.
Oh, that's fantastic because, it's just amazing. If a latte were to show up right now, I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Your place? Show up in your place.
Excuse me.
Oh, there it is.
No,
that
excuse
is
me.
Unbelievable.
Excuse me. Hey, it's not hot. No,
You're gonna get your ass
177.
I'm not
for it.
Wait for it.
No kidding.
You just see the fist fly in, just crack.
Couple weeks ago.
Cup come flying.
A couple of weeks ago when I just was joking, we were just talking, and I wasn't even thinking about it. I go, oh man, things not even very hot. So we're done with the show, and I shut everything down. I go out in the front room. Lisa goes, what do you mean it wasn't very hot? You were watching?
You were watching? Oh, yeah.
And she doesn't have any advice for you?
That was fantastic. There you
Yeah.
go.
Let's. I'm going to go ahead. I would like to bring Dave in to the show.
Sure. Now, how do we? Let's set this up. How do we know Dave?
The YouTube feed is buffering terrible. Just your hangout, Tim. Shit.
Let's not be cussing for the. Yeah.
Did I?
You did. That's twice now. GP would be having a freaking heyday with you. GP and I would be in Hawaii right now.
With all the money you get
had we kept that going, so that would have been good. That would have been really good.
What's the timer for? What's going to blow up on us?
I'm not sure. Right now we're trying to get the guest on, so we've got there's a little stalagmate here. We can't make any.
We got a message from Tim Hot. I can never say his name right. I'm sorry,
Hodgkin?
Tim. Hodgson. I'm sorry, I'm such a freaking idiot. But anyways, he said that
yes.
The YouTube feed is buffering terrible. And I know that it is because we're having some weather issues. So apparently just that.
It's still Brett's fault.
Doing okay.
It is
Who
Brett's fault.
Who doesn't blame me? Well, actually, you know what, Andrew? We might want to reconsider whose fault it is because I think you literally drew, 422% more bandwidth in the last 8 minutes than anybody in the entire northern hemisphere.
Yeah.
So it's my fault. I'm playing on Facebook as we web show. So.
What are you playing?
Oh, I'm playing my League of Angels.
You're such a multitasker.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Sorry, it's the world boss. I'm kind of
Oh well.
You're the world boss. Yeah.
Don't let us hold you back. I mean, what's important is important. Just saying.
Hey, we've almost won.
So.
We've got 2 bosses down so far. We're working on the 3rd guy. I'm in 8th place for damage. So.
All right, guys. Hey, so when I'm getting ready to bring Dave in, I'm going to play a little commercial. And
sure.
then let me see what I'm doing.
Did we say how we knew Dave?
How do we know Dave?
He's not good at multitasking. Let him do his task first.
Oh, that's right.
We'll share that. So we're gonna do a commercial.
We'll share that. I'll talk about it, just not right now. So stop asking stupid questions.
Yeah. Let me.
Yes.
Yeah, and Yes.
Yeah. You guys do your thing. Here goes. All right, here goes. I'm going to play a commercial, and then we're going to bring Dave in. Look at what
All
this
right, then,
commercial is.
ladies and gentlemen.
Who's that?
My friend! It's my friend!
Raquel!
That's my friend Raquel.
More than your friend.
It's true. She's my best friend and granddaughter. So you buy that coffee, you get great coffee, and Raquel gets physical therapy. And look at that little girl run.
I wish I drank coffee.
What?
I don't drink coffee.
Wow.
I
So
would
you're
just-
not.
Oh, I am so disappointed to hear what you just said.
That I don't drink coffee?
Oh my gosh. I knew that you were not an American. I knew it. I could sense it.
I drink tea, darling.
That's why you got that British accent.
Hello.
Hello.
Sally ho!
Hello.
Mm.
I can't, my stomach can't take, I can't drink beer and I can't drink coffee. I think it's the,
You need to drink dark
like
roast.
the hops. The hops or something. Can't drink it.
Yeah, you would like my coffee.
I've never had a cup of coffee in my life.
You what?
I'm
Whoa,
just-
whoa.
I've
Hold
never
on.
had a cup of coffee
Now,
in my
wait a
entire
second.
life.
Wait a second. You've never.
I've had a sip of coffee, and I
Have you
can't.
Have you ever had a latte or a coffee-based beverage,
I can't even take tiramisu.
like a frappuccino?
I can taste the mocha and the
I was gonna say, have you had mocha ice cream?
gross.
Oh my
Coffee
god,
ice cream,
really?
gross.
Oh my god.
Tiramisu,
Oh,
gross. I can't. I can taste it instantly.
No.
It's almost like the aspartame or something that I can taste instantly in fake soda. You know, the diet soda. Instantly turns my taste buds to like, bleh. Can't do it. Can't do it. I don't know why.
Oh, I just don't understand what's wrong with you. I really don't. You know, I wish I had a cup of coffee right now just so I could drink it in front of you, because I feel like it would, like, you'd be like, oh, God, that's gross, hey.
I tell you, when I was working at one of the restaurants, I put my tea down and a girl put her coffee right next to it. I didn't realize it, and I took a big swig. Oh my God! First of all, it was old, cold, mold coffee, gross, and it was coffee.
Delicious.
Oh, it was disgusting.
Sounds delicious.
I was not a happy camper.
Sounds delicious.
So we'll never have to fight over coffee if and when I come to. Well, I'm definitely coming up to Portland, but if I see you guys.
Now, when are you?
What do you mean? Yeah. Wait. Hold
No,
on.
I'm definitely coming. I just, you know.
Oh,
Now you're going to be here what, the beginning of the year? And
Yeah.
Jim, you just went too far.
What did you say? What did he say?
Nothing. Before we go,
Nothing.
David is listening to this right now. Open Google, and I sent the invite, and there's a little bell in the upper right-hand corner, and it'll be red. It'll say 1. Click it, and then you join
It's
the
actually
hangout.
he's going to be looking for a quotation mark up in the right-hand corner. The bell is something completely different.
Yeah, quotation mark. I'm new to this.
Look for a camera.
The bell does work, but the quotation marks, that's where you're going to want to go. It's the Hangouts.
The hangouts.
I gotta shut
Right.
off my ringer.
So
It's the hangouts. I've invited Dave several times. You guys keep talking.
So what were we saying?
exactly. What did I do?
You don't need to hear what I said. You can play.
Oh, it was brutal. It was really bad. I cannot repeat
He's going to have to go back and watch this over again. to
I
hear what he
will,
said.
James. You're
Wow.
going
It
to
was
be in
that
trouble,
bad.
James.
Oh no! You know what? You know what he's going to do? He's going to make sure this thing doesn't post up
Edit it
to.
out.
Right. He's going to make sure
He's
this
gonna
doesn't post
edit
up.
it.
He's gonna, right. It's going to be held for inappropriate content, and he'll that'll be him doing it. But
Oh yeah, it was bad.
I'm going in.
That was
I'm going
the
in
worst
May.
that I've ever heard him say.
Amy, whatever you do, don't come to any conclusions. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey!
What?
Brett, you did it again.
What did I do?
Never mind.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you do.
And are there comments on tonight or not?
I have no idea. What's that?
Are there
the
comments on
I'm sorry,
tonight?
what's that?
Comments?
No.
Are there any comments?
No?
I'd give you any comments, but I won't.
I'm sure.
Are we?
Let's see if I have any questions on Facebook here.
No, you wouldn't, Brett. You're not popular.
Oh
No.
I'm kidding.
No, it's actually fairly accurate.
I'm kidding.
The last 7 Facebook friends, other than you guys, that I had, they said they had something wrong with their computer and they couldn't keep me around anymore. So,
Well, you know.
so there was that. So
maybe if you shower once in a while.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I haven't hooked up that new. Andrew sent me this little thing. It's a USB Smello thing or whatever, but you plug it in and it actually has the scent of the room is transferred through. What's that?
Oh yeah.
David just sent me a text and said that he was offended at what Brett said earlier and he's not coming in.
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah.
No, he might, but at this point, he was a little offended about why do you hate the Jews and stuff like that.
Right. You know, that's not. It was all comedy, and he knows it. So.
I don't know about that.
It was, yes.
It was really pushing the limit. So I
like pushing
I
the
think
limit.
he's joined us.
You just
son of a
get
gun.
right in there.
He's decided to
He
forgive me,
has
and I appreciate
decided to join us.
So
Well,
here's,
hello.
at this point, he was a little offended about
You did it, David.
Hey, Dave.
Right.
Yeah.
Dave, you got to mute that.
Comedy, and he knows it. So.
Oh.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Dave's
You might
got
want to mute it.
YouTube. You got YouTube on.
But now the question is he on the delay feed or is he actually joined the show?
Well, he's on the show.
Okay, there we go.
So Dave, anything that you see going live there, mute. I mean, if you've got the feed going, just mute it. Oh my God, I can't. There's a girl in the background. I gotta hide that again. Dude.
What happened?
Well, look at that girl he's got back there.
He does have a
Uh-oh.
chick holding a pillow or something.
He's got a chick holding a pillow.
Well, you know what that is. It's the cutout from the kid. Hey, there you are. There you go.
Hello?
Hello.
Can we hear you, Dave?
There we go.
Can you hear us, Dave?
I think he's having too much fun.
This is
Having
you know
fun
what?
trying to-
Is this one of those
Dave,
nights
if you
where
can hear us, give it the thumbs up or thumbs down if you can hear us. Can you hear us?
He's going to hear us in about 32 seconds. The delay is going to hit.
Oh, you guys are pulling an Amy.
I know, right? I was just thinking, what can I come up with?
Let's get him on here.
So I'm assuming that he doesn't have headphones because that would help him out immensely.
Yes, it would. Now, where are we looking at him? Where is he sitting? Is he in Southern California?
Yeah, he's in New York at the big studio.
Which really? That's.
I'm sorry, Jim.
Hey, buddy, no worries. All right, so at the top of the screen, first of all, do you have headphones?
No.
Okay.
I can hear him now.
We can hear him though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
All right, so when you move your mouse around,
Yeah.
on the screen, just towards the top, there's a red phone. Don't click that. But then there's a round circle that says settings.
Yeah.
Click on that.
Okay.
And make sure that you've got your webcam is showing, which it does. Make sure that your microphone is showing.
Okay. Default speakers. Default microphone.
Okay, that's
There you go.
perfect. So save that.
Okay.
and then make sure that there's a line through the. Does the line have to be through the camera, you guys, and through the microphone, or no?
Yes.
It does.
Should be.
Yeah, make sure there's a line through there.
The line indicates what it will do, not what it's doing.
Through.
You can see the little camera and the little microphone.
Yeah.
Okay, make sure that the line's through that. Can you hear us?
No.
You can't?
Well, this is interesting
No, can't
because
hear you or
we
see
can
you.
totally hear him. Totally hear him.
Yeah, go. They don't make it easy. I'll
It's
tell
not
you.
my fault.
Wait, we can hear
Andrew,
you,
what did
Dave.
you do? What did you do, Andrew?
Andrew, help him out.
You're the tech man, Andrew.
He doesn't have the, or if he has the speakers on, it should just read through.
Absolutely, it should
Yeah.
feed right through.
Crank those speakers up. You'll hear us.
So the line
That's
should
it.
be through the mute or should not be.
Shouldn't be.
Should not be.
Jim, tell him
No.
should not be. Nope.
Jim, do you have this phone on speaker or anything like that you could?
Well, I could, but we can hear him.
I can hear him just
Right, but
fine.
he can't
Yeah,
hear
you
us.
can't hear us. What about all the important questions I'm about to ask?
There we go.
Dave,
You got it?
Yeah, I
you
can
hear
hear.
us?
Can you hear me? Yay!
All
Hi,
right.
Dave. I'm
By the
are
Amy.
we on?
Hi, Amy.
Hi.
Brett, south of Jim, Andrew, say hello.
Hi.
Hi. Wow, there you go.
Andrew's
Very
our
personality.
Andrew's our resident atheist, but he's not militant, so don't worry.
No, and he lives in Canada, so that explains a lot. But we won't get into that. Yeah. They're godless up there. You know that. Godless. It's Canadian.
So,
There's still hope, though.
All they ever say is, "Oh my God,
There's
it's
always
cold." So they do believe in God, I guess.
Sorry for
Dave,
the. I thought I was techie, but apparently I've never used Google Circles. So.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
they don't make it easy, Dave. It took me a while too.
All right.
Hey, I got to tell you, the best part of our show so far has been our technical difficulties because, they're worth $1 million. I mean, just in comedy alone. So.
yeah. I want to know why you have a picture of a girl holding the pillow. I thought that you were...
No, it's a surfboard.
I
Soul
know.
Oh,
Surfer.
Oh, okay.
That's Soul Surfer.
That's Soul Surfer. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you can see my wall over here of all the films I've worked on.
The Wall of Fame.
Wall of Fame.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Jim was showing some of the movies.
Now, Dave, did you see the... here, I did this little montage here.
I did.
You saw that?
Yes.
So the one
Okay.
thing that was working was his visual, so we got that.
Yes, I think you showed about 5 or 6 of the films that I've worked on most recently. And 24 films in total is what I've worked on.
Nice.
loved God's Not Dead. Loved it.
Congratulations.
Wasn't that a great movie?
Yep.
Did you guys game stands tall? That was a true story. I don't know why, but I loved Courageous.
Yeah.
But in October Baby, I got to be honest here right now. I fell in love with that girl. I did. I
Yeah,
did.
she's a sweetheart in the movie and does a great job.
Yeah, I want to marry her. I'm just saying. I mean,
You've already got a gorgeous wife that gives you lattes. Be quiet.
Oh, that's true.
that girl in the movie is going to be my next wife. I'm just saying.
Oh,
Oh
boy.
my gosh. Will she bring you lattes? That's the question. That's what you must ask.
I would bring her lattes.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to be in
so
so much trouble.
We're going to
David,
experience
David, you're watching the beginning of a
Divorce.
divorce right here.
right here live across the
Do
northern
you know what
hemisphere.
she did for him last week? He asked for a latte in that room, with
Yeah.
her sitting in the next room, but he asked Andrew in Canada to contact his daughter in Hawaii, to contact his mother in Portland, to
So
get
around the globe.
He had
and then she walked
It was
in
awesome.
with the latte from the next
20
room.
minutes. It took me 20 minutes to get a freaking latte and ordered it from Canada.
I know.
It wasn't even 20 minutes.
Essentially,
Maybe 5.
It was an international latte. It was. It was an international latte.
Yeah.
It was just
Dave,
well done.
Amy wanted to know how we know each other.
I wanted to know that as well.
I think you were Greg's age, so you were class of 1980, I believe, and I was 81. So
yeah.
I think we hung out did we hang out in the park together?
Yeah.
That's pretty bad.
Be careful.
Oh.
You have a reputation to withhold, to uphold there, David.
There's a name called Park Rats. That's what we're called.
Details are not forthcoming, I'm guessing.
They filmed a movie at our school, though, Mr. Holland Opus.
Oh, really?
Hey, do you remember the other movie they filmed there at Grant? It was a CBS TV movie with a sidekick that I can't remember his name, Kevin, I think his first name, but he was in Kojak.
Bacon.
Not Bacon. No, it was a CBS movie, The Reunion.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yep.
Am I wrong? Now I know I'm going to be wrong, because you guys would know this, but I thought Elephant was filmed there too. But then again, I'm probably wrong.
Wasn't that a porn?
No, it was Gus Van Sant.
Oh, okay.
It was Gus Van Sant.
No, that was shot at Adams before it was torn down.
Was it? Okay, because that was an interesting film. That was an interesting film.
Yeah.
So you guys are old high school, because we were asking us, like, how do you know this guy? Why would he spend time with you? I mean, really? I mean, that's.
Well, what I really want to know is, okay, now Dave invited me and Lisa through a premiere, and part of what he does is sets up premieres before the movies go, and then gets interest and things like that. Well, Dave, you tell us. What do you do? Like, as an independent, number one, as an independent, how do you get these movie companies to decide, hey, I want to hire you to pimp our show?
Sure, great question. And, I give you a brief history before I got into working on films in 2008. I was a children's pastor and worked in retail, had my own children's books or toy store. And so met some people in the industry, and a friend of mine was starting a film company a marketing company called Sermon Cinema. Preach always, use film when necessary was his tagline, and he was working on the VeggieTale Pirates Who Don't Do Anything movie. So he hired me, and that was my sweet spot of product that I'd sold in my store, VeggieTale product, and it was a Universal picture. And so my background working with pastors and working with retail, it was a real good fit to do what they were asking me to do, which was audience engagement, reach out to pastors to engage them and build awareness and engage them to do something for opening weekend. So that was the first movie that I worked on in 2008, and 24 since then. That opened a door for Fireproof and some of the other films, and so they kind of got on the inside.
Wait. How did that open the door for Fireproof?
Well,
how did you contact Kendrick?
Some of the same people that were working on Veggie Pirates were working with Provident Films, and so it was relational through people that I was working with, and they needed to build a team, and they asked me to be a part of that team and be a part of what they called Action Squad team. So that was where that door really opened beyond Veggie Pirates, and opened the door with Fireproof, which was the #1 independent movie of 2008. So it was a huge success. It really helped build my resume moving forward.
And that was with Kirk Cameron.
Yeah, with Kirk Cameron and Aaron Bethea and Sherwood Pictures of Albany, Georgia.
Have you guys all seen Fireproof?
I have not, and I'm ashamed. Listen, I'm fully ashamed to admit it that a lot of the movies now. I know my family, my mother, my daughters have seen. I'm sorry, I'm already drawing a blank on the name, but no, I haven't seen it. But it's something I would like to see, though.
It's a movie that for anybody that's ever thinking about getting married or is struggling in a relationship or whatever should watch that movie. It's a great foundation. It's a great movie. Anyways, go ahead, Dave.
So, it's a small community within the Faith Films as far as what I do and the other folks work on films. So, I would, how do I get them to hire me? I just got in the inside circle and got hired from one project to the next. This fall actually has probably been the most challenging to get on another project. Usually it's pretty seamless, and I've got the next one lined up. This year alone, I worked on Heaven's for Real, Mom's Night Out at the same time. Then we rolled right into When the Game Stands Tall. That finished, jumped on a movie called The Song, and then it went quiet. So it's been feast or famine over the years, and more so this fall has been nothing for about 7 weeks. But 2015 is going to be pretty big as well. Hollywood kind of declared 2014 the year of the Bible.
I know, huh?
Yeah. 2015 I think is going to be as big or bigger. You've got a huge amount of movies with, you had mentioned God's Not Dead. Well, the follow-up to that one is Do You Believe?
Is that what Kevin Sorbo's going to be in that?
No, that's going to be completely different cast.
Oh,
and this one's more of a conversional story, more of a really on the nose with its message, as opposed to God's Not Dead was more of a declaring type of a movie with a conversational element to it. Whereas Do You Believe? The cross is central to this film, and it's got a great cast.
Dave, one of the things, this Girls' Night Out, or what was the name of that? Chicks'
Mom's
Night Out. Mom's Night Out. Chicks' Night Out. Mom's Night Out. Who did it have?
Jim, you took that the wrong direction. The wrong direction, Jim.
I didn't. Okay, maybe because of the actresses in it, I didn't equate that as being a faith-based film or something that would be along that line. What made it? And now, give me some of the actresses it had in it. Was it Amy Poehler or?
No. Sarah Drew from Grey's Anatomy.
Right.
Patricia Eaton from Everyone Loves Raymond in The Middle. Sean Astin from Lord of the Rings, Rudy. The list goes on. With him, I can't think of anything else he's done, but you know who he is. And you had Kevin Downs, and you had Alex Kendrick from Courageous, and there were a few other familiar faces in the film.
So what made it faith-based? I don't get it. It didn't seem. I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch it because you didn't know it was faith-based?
No, maybe it just didn't interest me personally. Here, I'm a guy, and so you're laughing. I guess you're laughing because these guys had to babysit, and everything went wrong, and the women are all out. I don't know. Maybe it just didn't hit me.
Well, it's just you got this. Well, first of all, the way they positioned the movie in the beginning was they wanted it to be a general market appeal, to be a more soft sell in the faith message, but it really be just a family-friendly comedy that, like Neighbors, I think, came out close to the same time. You watch a movie like that, or The Interview that's coming out soon here, it's like, they show the clean trailer, and then you see the real trailer of the movie, and you're like, this is horrible with the language. And they just wanted a clean comedy that you could take your family with, your third grader to your grandma, and not be cringing and embarrassed. And so,
I like to look at Steve Martin in this case. I mean, here's a comedian who a while back he would have been considered cutting edge, Saturday Night Live, maybe a dirty comedian, and here's a guy who winds up doing a movie Cheaper by the Dozen and that whole series.
Yeah.
So Jim, I think what you're getting at, Jim, is that it doesn't necessarily faith-based. It's not necessarily this preachy type of movie, but it is a positive film, a film that I would assume that the idea behind it is we want to stay moral, we want to stay clean. It can be fun, it can be adventurous, but we don't have to use the F word every 4 minutes.
Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, the other day I went to see John Wick, so.
Yeah, I still want to see that one.
Well, I tell you what. So Mom's Night Out, the way they positioned it, we're finding out it didn't communicate that it was a faith film to that audience, to the faith audience, and I think that caused it to not perform as well as it could have. Hilarious movie. I screened it for audiences all over the country, so I saw consistently hilarious laughter from front to end each time I showed it, and it was, and not just a little bit of chuckle, but I mean your belly hurt laughing after seeing this. So it was a movie about a mom who just felt overwhelmed and didn't know how to really move on and to cope with life. And so this movie kind of just shows her as she takes a mom's night out with the girlfriends that, it's okay that you're a mess. It's okay that you don't have it all together, because in the end, we're God's masterpiece and we're a beautiful mess. And so that's kind of the nugget of truth at the end of the movie as it all comes together is, life isn't perfect, and your faith can carry you through the difficult times, and it's okay to be overwhelmed and feel like you don't have it all together, but lean into your friends and lean into the Lord to carry you through. And in that you see the hilarity of real life, and the reason it was really so funny is because you could relate to it as a mom, as a dad, as a parent. Just the how kids act, and it's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, it's on, you can download it now or go to Netflix or wherever, see it, and you'll love it.
Well, I find it odd that I wouldn't be drawn to that movie given how I scored on the brain test on Facebook a couple weeks ago.
Well, I think if they would have
3, he scored a 3.
If they would have called it "Mom's Not Dead," it might have done better.
There you go. Well, I actually on the brain test on Facebook, how do you think, more like a man or a woman? I scored 88% woman.
Oh wow! There you go.
So hey, it's amazing. I like that.
I kind of wanted to ask just something in listening here. I mean, we're making movies here, and that's what you're involved in. It is the business of film, and I have, and I don't want to get into it too far, but I always talk about, I come from a very a Baptist into a non-denominational upbringing in my life, and I always talk about the business of the church, and there is the business of the church. You can't, and there's the business of a relationship, a marriage. There's a business side and a romantic side, and I kind of apply that to my same thought when it comes to the church itself. I mean, there's the business side of the church. You have to have people giving to the church, and in this case, you've talked about. You just said Hollywood declared 2014 was the year of the faith-based film.
Yeah.
Now, so I mean, I don't mean this question to be like a tough one, but how is the money in this line of work? Nobody's doing this for free. Nobody's doing this for free. I guess is my point.
Correct. In film is a tough way to make money. It's not a good investment as far as checking home for a good return. And it's very tough to take film to theaters. In fact, there's about 2,000 films a movie that never see the light of day, never find a home. And there's some of the Christian movies or faith-based movies that should be directed DVD, and unfortunately they find their way to the silver screen. And there's some that do well, or there's some that are good, like 23 Blasts that just tanked, there's another one called the Identical that didn't do well either. So there are movies in the genre of the faith market that do well, and there's those that don't do well as well, just like any other genre of film, horror or drama.
But the profit margin can be pretty good if you stick to a script like the Kendricks have.
Absolutely.
Now the Kendricks. Explain to everybody who the Kendricks are.
The Kendricks are there were a couple of pastors from Sherwood Baptist Church in Albany, Georgia.
A couple brothers.
A couple brothers there. They were on staff, and they decided they wanted to see what they could do in storytelling on film. So they did about $30,000 in a budget and did a movie called Flywheel. That was how they really got their start. They took it to the local theater, said, "Hey, can we play this in your theater?" And they're like, "That's not how it works, but we'll check." They checked, and they played at the local theater. It ran for like 14 weeks. Got the attention of Provident Films, where they started talking about a second film called Facing the Giants, and that's really where it took off.
That's what it was.
That's
before you came on, I'm sitting there going, "Walking with the Giants." Something to do with Giants. Yeah. What was it, Dave?
Facing the Giants.
Facing the Giants. I'm telling you guys, it's not really well done. It's not badly done. It's a good movie.
I do have a question.
If you like the movie Clerks, that defines that one.
No, I do have a serious question for David, though. To Brett's point.
Yeah.
2014 may have been the faith-based. Hollywood declared it, but a lot of those films were bogus, and they had nothing to do with the Bible, the true teachings or the true stories of the Bible.
About like Noah.
Noah and things like those type of movies. They're sensationalized. Excuse me, everything. So, do you find that those movies are like getting like lots of the revenue, and the smaller, true faith-based ones are not?
Well, you can look. If you look at this year, you look at Heavens for Real. It did $90 million in the box office and huge DVD revenue.
Yeah. What did it cost? What did it cost to make that movie? Probably about 8, 9, 10?
12 to 15. 12 to 15. They try to stay with, like with Soul Surfer, with Heavens for Real. They try to stay about 10 to 15 million, and then they spend about that in P&A.
Right.
So, to the question about films like Noah, there were a lot of people, myself included, that wanted that film to be good. We wanted it to be accurate.
I did too. I did.
You look at the trailer, 2-minute trailer, and it looks incredible. And it's the movie 2 minutes long. It was great, but they deviated so much from the actual story that I think it really hurt them. And it cost a lot of money to do Noah, and I think it could have been a $400 million or $300 million domestic film, and it did 150 or so.
Okay.
It did like 300 million worldwide, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, do you think that's an underlying thing? Like now, kids coming up who, like they say, more and more, there's no teachings of the Bible for the most part, under 25. And then you have Andrew, who's an atheist, and he takes a big chunk of that. No, kidding, Andrew, I love you. But in all seriousness, like movies like Noah, now these kids who don't know anything about the Bible go and see something like Noah and come out thinking, wow, Noah was an idiot, he was a fool, he was,
And they think that rocks talk.
Yeah, they think it's like real, and that's not the real story. Huh?
They don't?
They don't think what?
Yeah. Sorry.
Well, and you know what they did on that movie, really, I think. I didn't watch it, but I heard enough about it. I didn't watch it because I heard that they decided to turn it into a social, environmental film.
Yeah, I mean...
environmentalist.
Well, part of that film, if you know, it was inspired by a French graphic novel. So that's where they weren't solely looking at it from an Old Testament, purely Old Testament perspective of the text. The French graphic novel, and there was also something about Jewish history that they were looking at it. So that's where they started to look at the Nephilim, and I think they ran off the rails with the way they did it with the Nephilim. I mean, you could have speculated and not made them into rock people and not create Noah into this psychotic guy. I mean, moving forward, we've got Exodus coming out Friday. Is it Friday? Yeah, Friday.
Yeah, I'm wondering about that one now.
Well, I got to say this. I have a feeling, and when I had heard that one's a lot closer to the point than Noah ever was. So, but then again, who knows? I haven't seen it. I don't know.
And I have some friends, and I quizzed them prior to coming on here because I wanted to have some knowledge about Exodus before I talked. A couple of people that I trust, and they've seen the film. And actually, I know 3 people, and they're kind of the first guy said he wouldn't recommend it. He works for the Hurricane Center down in Florida, and believer, and said, great movie, looks visually incredible. And the core of the story's there, but they get off the rails a bit. Not like Noah, but they kind of get off the rails. Now, a couple of people that I talked to in Denver that saw the movie earlier this week, said for the most part it's spot on. They do a couple things that are a little odd. One, in the beginning, Moses is talking to God, and God's a 10-year-old boy. I got to see that to really understand what they're trying to do, but it's a little off the rails there. Yeah. Secondly, when Moses comes back from his time in the wilderness, after he leaves, the confrontation with the Egyptian, he leaves, comes back because God told him let Pharaoh know to let my people go. The way they portray that transition is Moses comes back and takes time to equip an army and train the army of Jewish individuals and men to fight Pharaoh for their freedom, rather than let the plagues do that. And so those 2 things are a little bit odd there, but overall,
it's totally unbiblical.
Well, I would have to give license to the how do you portray God? I mean, none of us can look on God. The Bible talks about that. So, the God presented himself as a burning bush. Why not a 10-year-old boy? So, I mean, a
10-year-old boy isn't in the text, but hey.
Right. But no. But I'm just saying political license is all. It's probably not that crazy. I guess is all I'm saying.
So in the movie Exodus, God needed plagues and an army in order to get his people free.
According to Ridley Scott, yes. And Christian Bale calls Moses one of the most schizophrenic, barbaric individuals in history. I don't know about that. I don't see that.
I'm kind of thinking Genghis Khan or someone like that might be a little bit more, but hey,
that comment by Christian Bale made me not want to go see the movie. I was going to go see it. And
I don't want to give him any of my money.
Now, in the movie, I mean, how do the replicants how do they intermix with the I'm sorry, that was a Ridley
What's a replicant?
It was from. Never mind. I thought Andrew might get that, but maybe not. Come on.
No,
David,
that's
did
way
you get
off.
it?
Brett. Way off.
No.
Never mind.
Brett and Andrew have a sense of humor that's a little off the rails.
Well, no, Ridley Scott directed Exodus.
Yes.
Replicants. Never mind. I thought that might get in there, but
another
movie.
You don't know the movie I'm talking about.
No.
Replicants? No, what? V? Not V.
Harrison Ford, Rutger Hauer. No?
No.
Nothing?
Go ahead and say it.
Nothing?
No, say it.
I'm not going to say it. It's Andrew, I can't believe you're not getting this.
All right.
You're on your own.
Do robots dream of electric sheep?
We don't even. Nobody.
It's a porn.
See, nobody even gets your stuff
Brett's
with Ridley Scott. Yeah, never mind. We don't know, Brett.
One of my favorite movies ever. The sequel's coming out soon. It's been inked.
Oh, wait, stop right there.
Yes. I'm so disappointed.
I'll be back.
No, it's not that. It's
Terminator.
Blade Runner. The Blade Runner.
It's Blade
Terminator.
Runner, for God's sakes. It's Blade Runner.
Blade Runner.
Come on!
I forgot that Rutger Hauer is in there. Yeah.
All right, David, you're gonna have to see us play trivia.
Apparently, I need to come up. Apparently, I need to come up with useless movie trivia, because I'll win.
So Dave, I see on Facebook you're down in LA, then you're over here, then you're over there for these premieres and stuff. So what is it that you're doing? Like, you're an independent contractor, so what did you sign with somebody that says, all right, you have a budget to go do this, this, and that? What do you?
No, I get hired on a project, and usually most of the time it's 6 to 8 months, and I'm part of a overall audience engagement team. I'll just give you an example. Heaven's for Real. That was probably the most recent that I had the greatest responsibility, but I was in charge of reaching out to children's pastors, and so I set up where we participated with various conferences, build awareness, bring in talent, and give the crowd either a tease of the movie, or in some cases we may preview it for them. And these are all with influencers. So I'm primarily tasked to reach out to influencers via partnerships, via conferences, social media. I reached out to key voices in children's ministry that could blog, write a blog or post or on Facebook, or just get some mileage for me and build awareness to and we could leverage their audience towards opening weekend. And then I was responsible to host screenings and also help to populate screenings with influencers in various markets. Usually cover the West Coast, Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Northern California, Nevada. Still trying to convince them to send me to Hawaii, but I haven't quite got that yet.
So, I mean, I guess by definition you might be called a broker. I mean, in kind of what I'm hearing, you're representing a product and you're going out to market with it, and you're going to your target audience. And like I was saying before, that there's the business of this. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, you can go out and promote a movie about The Exorcist, and I personally do not find that content appealing. I've never seen that movie. I probably never will. I can get into my reasons why, but
Sure.
I mean, what you do is very similar to what anybody in this line of work would do. I mean, you're trying to promote a product. I mean, essentially, and in this case, quite frankly, a good one.
Yeah, and there's definitely a unique element to what I do, and there's a few others of us that do this within the faith market, and we really try to build relationships. So, in all of the markets that I do screenings, I get to know some of these pastors and key influencers, and the individual that's the gatekeeper for the city that may be over a pastor's network, and so I get to know them, and it's whether it be Spokane, Seattle, or wherever the case may be. So we're different. I'm different in that way because I'm really building the relationship and the long-term relationship with these individuals, these key leaders, so that when a film comes, they know a face. It's not just a name. It's not just an email. There's relationship, and I can ask, hey, can you pull the trigger for me? I need to populate the screening. Is this something that resonates with you? If not, what do you think here? You got a guy that I can call in Fresno, and man, he's on it, and he's a key influencer in that city. You don't have those kind of people from, if you just look at Universal Studios and a film they roll out, they don't go to that length and that degree. And it's really been, I think, the secret sauce in some of the success of Fireproof and Courageous and some of these other films. When the Game Stands Tall, I was part of a four-person team, and we worked directly with FCA Young Life, and we moved the needle on box office with our team alone. If it hadn't been for our team and our efforts, we would have seen a distinct effect in the lower box office. So, and it used to be back in the day, studios used to have field reps in all of these markets around the country, and it was relational. And for some reason, technology, they kind of dropped off. And when the studios have the dollars to spend on incredible, insane money they spend on traditional media, and we in the faith market, we don't always have those dollars to draw upon. So the grassroots stuff is really key. And a little bit further to answer your question about the money in this, you've got Heaven's for Real. They anticipated about an opening weekend about 12 to 15. Did 29. Ended up doing 90 million overall domestic. I think 100 million with foreign. So that was just off the charts successful. And then you've got a movie like When the Game Stands Tall. They anticipated with their matrix of what they spent on P&A. They really thought that it was going to do 50, 60, and it did 30. So.
Now I think I told you on that one. I wasn't jazzed about it once I saw it. I went and saw it, and I guess what's the lead actor in that?
When the Game Stands Tall?
Yeah.
Jim Caviezel.
That's it, Jim Caviezel. Great actor, but he has the exact same persona in everything he does. And he's just kind of a quiet, peaceful, I don't know. It's just something about it. I liked the movie, but I thought it was it didn't resonate as well with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas 23 Blast didn't do very well. I liked it.
Yeah. See, and they spent $1 million. They spent 1.5 million on P&A, and just nobody knew about that film, and it was a good, solid film.
I really liked 23 Blast. I really dug it.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, it's out of theater. It came in and out of theaters pretty quick. It'll be on DVD in January. And
is it on Netflix?
Not yet. January.
It will be.
Yeah, it's worth seeing. It's a football movie, but it was a good movie, and it was cute. There was funny parts through it that were cute. It was a good movie.
You see, and that's the secret to make.
Say cute. I described it actually as cute.
That was, by the way, the fact that you said cute was adorable. So,
somebody slap me next time I do that. Pull my man card.
88. Yeah, 88%, right?
Hey, so has anybody read the book Unbroken by Laura Hildebrandt?
No.
Unbroken, no.
Does anybody know the story?
No.
No, yes. Tell me, and I'm going to go, yeah, I know this, because
no,
it sounds
don't,
familiar.
Brad.
It sounds familiar. It does.
Tell us, David.
Louis Zamperini. The story is about Louis Zamperini, and he was a war hero. In '97, he passed away in July.
Angelina Jolie directed it, right? It's just coming out.
Christmas Day.
Yes.
So he was an Olympic athlete, ran in the Berlin Olympics, went to war, was shot down, prisoner of war, POW, and in what I understand is a horrible Japanese prison camps. And
they found out that he was an Olympic athlete, and that made it even worse on him.
Right.
Yeah, I think I just saw the previews. Yeah, okay. I know what we talked about.
So he came back from war and was dealing with PTSD or whatever. I think that's the right word. And was just not doing well. And his wife had him go to a Billy Graham crusade in L.A. It's L.A. or San Francisco. It's kind of when Billy Graham really got on the map with the meetings that he was doing, and both he and his wife dedicated their life to the Lord, and it really revolutionized his life, and was able to forgive and move on, and just really changed his life, and ended up going back to Japan, I think in Nagano or Nagas, one of those Olympics in Japan. But a powerful story about forgiveness and perseverance. Angelina Jolie learned of this story, and it was purchased by Universal Studios, the rights for the film back, I think, in the 50s. So they've been sitting on it for a long time. The book was written, and then Angelina heard about it and wanted to do this movie, and learned that Louis was actually, you could see his house, he could see her house from his back porch in the Hollywood Hills. Wow. And anyway, she decided to do the film, and there's controversy and people that are saying, should we support this movie from the faith community? Should we not? And if you've read the book, oftentimes in a book you can go into a lot more character development. They've only got 3 acts in this movie, and I think it's 2.5, 3 hours the way it is, and it's just so much to try to do the entire life.
Well, the reason people are skeptical at some part of it is because they feel like Angelina Jolie made the decision not to cover his Christianity at the end of his life and only tell about the part of it. And so they feel like she left out his Christianity. But like you said, what do you want, a 5-hour movie? Yeah, and
the guy that does Plugged In for Focus on the Family, he does movie reviews. Mm-hmm. He saw it last night, and he highly recommends. Is it perfect movie? No, but it's enough of a faith thread through the film that really gives credit towards that element in Louis' life. And early on I had heard Greg Laurie, who knew Louis very well and had him at the Harvest Crusades on numerous occasions to speak, was a little bit disappointed when he had heard that that particular element of the movie or the story was left out of the film. So, I was kind of torn too between, is Unbroken broken? Could it be better? One guy said, actually a Hollywood Reporter said, Unbroken is a good movie that should be great.
Now, do we know for sure that at the end of the movie during the credits that they didn't acknowledge any of his conversion or any of that at the end?
It's a footnote at the end. And I think it's before credits roll is what typically, happens with those. End of last scene, black, and now you get the scroll of where they are now. And
I think everybody here understands why they do it that way, though. If you come out and I'm sorry, I'm just being honest. If you come out too preachy in a film, quote unquote preachy, in a film, if you hit it with that and you punch that and you push that, you may alienate a large portion of your audience. And I think you had mentioned this earlier, that you want to sometimes have a wider range of people that you touch, because you may turn some people off right away. Andrew was a guy who, and Andrew, I'm not picking on you, I'm just saying, you're a guy who may be into a movie 10 minutes and be like, I don't want to watch this. This is all just, it's all God stuff. But if the message is there and the feeling is there and it's done properly, it might grab your attention for the full 2 hours and 15 minutes, and at the end of it you walk away from it going, that was a really good movie and had a really cool message. And so I think, sometimes maybe you step back from, there are movies out there that are very, very much based off of that focus. And in other ones, you kind of spread it out, I guess. Maybe you kind of like raking.
Well, you can't make a 5-hour movie. You just can't. Right. So, she chose to do
Mr. Cameron
a ton of stuff during that. Now, Soul Surfer, here's another little tidbit. Soul Surfer is correct me if I'm wrong. Oh my God, I sound like GP. He always said that, didn't he? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Go Greg.
But now, David and Greg are good friends. Should be noted, right?
Yeah.
So, correct me if I almost did that again. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You keep.
I know. I must miss.
You're right. So go ahead.
I must miss him or something.
We do. Come on.
We do. We miss him. But when they were in the hospital room and she was there, and Dennis Quaid, being the father, was reading out of the Bible to her. Wasn't it Sony had the name the Bible blurred out, and then some people caught it during the screening and complained and said, "What are you doing?" Or the family did. I think the family caught it and said, "Hey, we're not enough. you better put the Bible back or we're done. How did that go? Did I got that right?
See, he's at her bed. He's at Bethany's bedside and reading, and he's got an older black Bible that's got a Holy Bible on the side. That's clear in gold, and Sony had digitally removed that, and the family had noticed that, and why are you doing that? This is the core of who we are. This is the core of the message of
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
What was he not reading out of it? Was he quoting scripture while he was? I mean, I haven't seen the movie, and I apologize. I have not seen the movie, but I plan to, but I haven't seen it as of yet. But does he have the book open and he's reading from it in the scene?
He's not standing there preaching. He's just sitting there.
No. My point is that if he's quoting from the scripture and they blurred it out or blacked it out, okay, we all know what he's doing. Right, we all know what he's reading from. Why are you even doing that? I mean, that's a step of well, I'm sorry, that's an insane step on their part, blacking it out. Sorry.
And I believe if I remember correctly, he was reading a scripture to comfort Bethany, but I don't know. To me, it's like just leave it the way it is. It's
exactly.
Would you do that if it was the Quran? I don't think they would.
I was thinking that same thing.
So
let's look
back, and Hollywood they're sensitive. They're oversensitive to things that they shouldn't be sensitive about, and and the family spoke up and they listened, and I'm sure
it's like that movie. They are sensitive. That movie, 12 Years a Slave. They actually let that guy get away. Do you know that? Just kidding. That's a bad joke. I saw him running. I never saw the movie. That's terrible.
That was so bad, James.
That was good. It was horribly bad. But it was funny. Not. I mean.
Brett, you're rubbing off on James.
Apparently my sense of humor is crossing the line over into his head.
I'm sorry.
I apologize for them both, David.
Hey, let me ask you, David. You want to hang out a little bit? We were gonna play a little trivia game, and Brett had. I could use your help on this. To be honest with you, Dave.
Brett, we're not going into my theory tonight. No, not tonight. No, not tonight. No, not tonight. Not tonight.
What were you gonna say, Dave?
Too big of a theory.
The movie trivia.
Well, we're going to do a little bit of music and movies.
You'll have an unfair advantage if it is.
Yeah,
that's true. It's true.
Well, here's.
That's okay. We'll be gracious losers.
I do need Dave's help here for a minute.
We get $2,500, by the way, of Obama's money that he's given back to us through healthcare.
No, we're going to cover something for a minute. You're not getting out of this, Brett. Last week, Brett said that he had proof.
No.
You said that Jesus didn't die, and that after let's just say what I got the tape. We can run it back. Okay. Brett said that Jesus didn't actually die. It was more of a plan that Pontius Pilate had said. Right. Go ahead and beat him and do whatever you can right up to the point of death. And then Joseph of Arimathea said, you know what, we got a tomb we can put him in. And then
his tomb close to the city.
Close. And then we can get him out of there. And we can get him out of there. And then Jesus went to Europe. Now
Eventually.
Now David's sitting there with his jaw down at his lap right now, like I was. So, Brett, do you want to expand on that just a little bit, and then we're going to have Pastor Dave tell you why you're wrong.
Okay, and honestly, if you could, this is just my personal, and you have to understand. I was telling Amy this before we went on air tonight. I was saying you have to understand where I come from. I come from a faith-based background. I am definitely of that world, but I have asked myself some questions. And they're simple, basic questions. The 4 books of the Apostle, they have different recountings of the resurrection of Christ. They're not all exactly accurate. And I have heard so much crap trying to say, oh, well, this guy said this because of that in this book, but this guy said this because of that in this book. And if we add a few words and we add a few stories, then we can make it all fit together. But let's say we don't add any words or any stories, and we just take the books for what they are. And then we look at it from a very literal standpoint, take away the mysticism, take away the spirituality. I'm just talking about consider it to be a book without anything behind it. That's all I'm doing here. So my foundation is hard to explain, but you have to understand I'm not trying to undermine anything about Christianity or faith. I'm not.
No, of course not. Jesus didn't die. You're not trying to undermine Christianity.
No.
And he went to Europe.
Now, hold on.
It's perfectly easy to understand. I get you.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Okay, let's assume a couple of things really quick. You got to give me some time on this now. If you're going to call me into it, I got to at least do my thing.
Well, he went on vacation.
So let me do it in Reader's Digest version because Dave doesn't have it all night. Amy's got to go.
I know.
And I need his help on this one.
Well, listen, you know what? There's so much.
Come on, it's almost bedtime, and I want to do my.
I can't. I'm at a disadvantage here because there's so much. There's so much that has to be brought up.
Brett, keep it simple. There was 4 different writers who got the 4 Gospels.
Correct.
And all of them told a little bit different ending.
Right.
And you don't necessarily believe that Jesus stood there and went up into the clouds.
Stop for a second. Okay, and he only did that in one book, by the way. He only did that in one book
because he didn't do it in all 4.
And scholars all admit, and even in the red letter Bible that I have, it says it is generally understood that this was added later for dramatic effect. Okay, so
I'd never heard that, but anyways. Where did you read that Jesus went to Europe? What book of the Bible said Jesus went to Europe?
He said, I go to prepare a place for you.
In Europe.
Now, did Jesus just, let's assume, after he went to the tomb and they couldn't find him and there was conflictual stories about that event. Let's at least admit that. The books all have conflictual stories. That's a fact.
Okay.
Now, if you want to tie them together, that's fine.
When he said that...
You guys are canceling each other out. You have to wait until the other one stops talking.
I go to prepare a place for you. You believe that he went to Europe.
Correct. He had to leave. And I'm just talking about just the simple reality of it. The Jews in that region had arrested him and had him put to death. Now, whether you believe he died and rose again or whether my little weird thing is it doesn't matter. If they'd have seen him walking around again, if a Pharisee that had said, wait a minute, is that Jesus over there? Didn't we just, wait a minute, what's he doing walking around? They wouldn't have looked at it as a miracle. They would have looked at it as a threat. He couldn't stay in that region. He had to leave. My belief is that Pontius Pilate, and there's some evidence for this, talked with him extensively. He did not believe that Jesus was guilty of anything, and he did not believe he should be put to death. As a matter of fact, the Jews chose to release a thief, a criminal, basically a bad guy.
Okay. We've got your whole story wrapped up here. No matter how it is that you believe that, we get it. Now I want Pastor Dave to talk. David?
Well, the reason why there was 4 different Gospels, there's numerous reasons. One, it showed the character of God. One shows this as a son of David, the other the servant of God, the other as a son of man, and the 4th is the son of God. Each one of them, like Luke was a doctor, so he told the story from his perspective through his lens of understanding. And if you've got, if you had something that happens at a vantage point, let's just say you're at a Blazer game and you've got somebody that's sitting courtside and somebody that's sitting in a box and somebody that's maybe back in the tunnel and somebody's at their backs against the wall. You're all in the same place, but you've got 4 different vantage points and perspectives that you're sharing.
Yep. Can I interrupt and ask one question? Because I love your analogy. But let me ask you this. Do you believe that Jesus ascended into the clouds after his resurrection and he reinvented himself with his disciples? He showed them the wounds. He appeared before them. Do you believe that he rose up into the clouds and basically disappeared into heaven? Do you believe that?
No.
Okay, and here's why I don't. Because of your analogy. You just talked about a basketball game where I'm sitting up in the skybox, you're up in the upper level, and there's another guy over here. If the three-pointer to win the game went through the basket, we would all talk about that three-pointer, even though you were sitting over here and I was sitting over there and you were sitting down on courtside. We are not talking about that in the Bible. We have 4 different books. 3 of the guys forgot to mention a human being just ascended up into the clouds and disappeared. You see, the point is that they didn't mention it. It was added later. That's why I believe
the one who was there was the one who mentioned it.
So the other 3 weren't there, but they wrote about it? Or didn't write about it? Or it wasn't there. Important? And see, that's what I'm saying is you're talking about vantage points, and you're trying to explain something that can't be explained through the words themselves. You're trying to add something to it. If we have 4 different vantage points, and they're all talking about the resurrection of Christ, and they're describing it in different ways, they weren't seeing the same thing. If we're all at the basketball game together, and there's a three-pointer to win the game, we all talk about the same three-pointer. In this case, we don't do that. And that's my confusion.
You're talking about one element of a whole story that talks about the whole a broader painting of Christ's life, and I mean, it isn't. The Gospels aren't just about the resurrection.
I agree. See, you and I would agree more than we will disagree. We will agree more than we do. I'm just saying there's some certain things in here that I'm passionate about.
Well, I don't think the exclusion of 3 automatically says, "Oh, he went to Europe."
Oh, I'm not saying. No. Touche. I agree with that. But what I'm saying, when he said, "I go to prepare a place for you," if you believe he just disappeared up into the clouds, then he was talking about heaven. The other 3 did not mention that.
But that was consistent with what he taught throughout his ministry.
But how about this? Let's just say he was brought back to he died and rose again. He had to get out of that region. He was talking about, guys, I got to get out of here. I can't stay here. They'll put me up on the cross again. And that's what would have happened had he gone out.
So Jesus claims that he would be sacrificed, but if Jesus claims that he was to be sacrificed to wash your sins clean, then you're basically saying he was a liar.
No. Let me ask you this.
He lied to everybody.
We all know that Jesus went and prayed. He went up into the Mount of Olives. He prayed, and he said, if there's any way I don't have to do this. I think all of us.
It was actually at the Garden of Gethsemane when he said that.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought it was Mount of Olives. I thought he went up alone to pray in the olive orchard. But the point is, we agree, though, that he went and prayed and said, if this cup can be taken from me, if I don't have to do this, come on, I don't want to do this, man. This is not going to be fun. But he went. I mean, let's just be at a very basic level here. This is going to suck. I mean, and he saw what was coming. The pain, the torture, I mean, just the horrific nature of being hung on a cross. I mean, he knew all that was coming if he went through with it. He asked for it to be removed from him, but he did it anyway.
So do you think that the Roman soldier who slid the sword through his side and pierced his heart, you think that was a lie? I mean, that didn't really happen?
Well, I mean, whether it went up and pierced his heart or not, or whether he just gave him a slight jab, we don't know. The evidence, I'm sorry.
A slight jab after all of that beating he took.
So those Roman soldiers were, I mean, they faced death if anything happened to the body that they were protecting when the seal was broken. So their life was on the line. If he was in the tomb and it's sealed and and all of a sudden that's gone, that Roman soldier's toast.
Do you not find it odd, though, that Joseph offered his tomb and said, let's, as soon as the body is released, let's get him to the nearest place we can possibly lock him up and put him into a tomb. They didn't take him out to the country and put him in a pauper's grave or some thief's grave. They put him in the wealthiest man in the region offered his tomb for the body of Christ to be laid in. And by the way,
what's wrong with that?
That happened.
Well, proximity, wealth, and the fact that Pontius Pilate, indications are he didn't believe Jesus was guilty of anything. He might have felt pretty bad about what. I'm just saying, maybe Pontius felt bad. Maybe By the way, I get it. This is all conjecture. I'm just saying.
But to David's point, do you think that all of the prophecies that prophesied that these things would happen, so the rest of the Bible is lying as well, because all these things were foretold, and so the rest of the Bible is a lie because one person was there and witnessed him going up, but the other three didn't?
You've got Josephus, who was a Jewish historian that recalls these accounts and that this all happened.
Josephus briefly mentions it, yes. He briefly mentions it. But there's not a whole lot of descriptor to it. Listen, all I'm saying is that I have gone through it and I have asked myself some questions. And they're tough questions. I've got questions. And listen, I in no means am trying to say that I think I'm right about any of this. It's all conjecture, and that's one thing I want to get across. I'm not saying that I'm just saying it's just there's some things about it that I've always found odd. I've always thought, why in the world the most important event in the Bible? And by the way, I would step back, and I always say the most important event is the resurrection. I don't think it was. I think the most important event is when Jesus said, "Whoever believes in me shall not perish." I think that is the simplest and most succinct verse in the entire Bible. It's that pure moment of if you have one selfless thought and you believe in Christ for even 1 second, one minute of your life. And by the way, the two that died on either side of him, one was making fun of him. The other, at the last moments of his life, said, "You truly are the Son of God, and I believe in you." And Jesus said, "You got it. You got it."
Do you believe in the resurrection?
Yes, I do.
Well, but the resurrection, then you just said that you don't believe that he died. So what did he resurrect from?
And I do not. I believe he committed to the sacrifice. I believe that even though he asked God to take it from him, he went through with it anyway. He wanted out at the 11th hour. He prayed and said, "Please don't make me do this." And he did it anyway. Do you realize that doubles the sacrifice? That triples it. It quadruples it. He recognized everything he was in for, but he did it anyway. Are you really playing? What are you? I don't even know.
I can't hear what you're playing.
I don't know what you're playing. It's all mumbo jumbo.
Jesus loves me.
Well, David, just to give you a little perspective, David, our friend Brett believes that there's spacecrafts coming out of the sun. So.
Oh, I didn't. I never said that. I never said that.
You showed some of them.
There.
I'm teasing you, Brett.
All I said was there are stories every day on the news about something like that. So that's all I ever said.
I'm just teasing you, Brett. I'm just teasing you.
Hey, do we have 10 minutes to play trivia or no?
It's 8:30 at night.
Run it quick. Brett, Andrew, do you have it ready? If not, no big deal. We can hit a couple other spots.
I got it ready.
David, you want to hang with us?
Do it.
Sure.
All right, let's hit.
And by the way, listen. Thank you all for putting up with my crap. Listen, and I can go into it in much more depth next week.
Yeah. No, it's all good. Okay, we're gonna play totally worthless trivia. Andrew, and oh, by the way, David, your money is being provided by the savings that we got on Obamacare because we all saved $2,500 this year on Obamacare.
That's right.
$25.
$2,500.
Yeah, Obama promised us all $2,500 in savings, and so that's what we get to play with tonight.
Yep, okay. It's up on the screen.
There it is, right there.
Okay, Andrew, go ahead.
What about Andrew? He doesn't get to have that benefit.
No,
Andrew's
in Canada.
Whatever we lose, he wins.
Yeah. And he's in Canada.
He's the host. All right, Andrew.
He already gets free health care.
We're all going to throw in our first bets, $500 per bet.
$500.
Andrew, give us the question. Amy, we'll go right down the line. Amy, Brett, Dave.
Jake. All right.
Amy, Dave, Brett.
You can be within 100 years.
Within 100 years.
Yeah, this one's a good one. When was the first comic opera in Rome?
The first what?
Comic
opera in Rome.
Jim wanted music stuff, so I did it.
I wanted real music, but all right.
Rome.
Opera is real music.
32 A.D. Or B.C., I'm sorry.
32 BC? Wow.
Dave, you can't look it up on the computer.
You can't look it up. You can't look it up.
It goes like this.
How can I tell Jim and Dave are friends? They both cheating.
Hold on. I'll have the answer
Jim
here in a
cheats
second.
every week, Dave.
Let me check.
Yeah, Brett had Siri out one time. We heard it.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. What was the question again?
I said 32 BC.
What was the earliest opera in Rome? Is that the question?
Pretty much, yes.
All right, Brett, give us an answer. Let me think about that.
Again, was it
I guess something is
opera in Rome? Is that the question?
Oh, that's funny.
You rat bastard. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
It doesn't tell me anything anyway.
That's good.
I'm gonna say it's got to come later because it was an opera. So I got to say 1850.
So that's funny. Now look at this. Dave has his picture up there, so we can't see him cheating because he's sitting there.
That's brilliant,
That is fantastic.
That's brilliant.
There you go. Every now and then, just
You're
nod
a better
the picture.
cheater than Jim.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, they did that on like a Mission Impossible. I thought it'd work here.
That's funny.
I never win.
Right.
I don't ever win at trivia. Go ahead.
All right, Dave, you're next.
Same question?
Yeah,
Same
no,
question.
we're just picking. You're within 100 years. I mean, first opera in Rome. Is that the question? First opera in Rome?
First comic opera in Rome.
Comic opera in Rome.
You said what? 18 something? What?
I said 1850. I think it's going to be within 100 years of that.
Did you say BC or AD?
It was just 1850. 100 and some years ago.
And I said BC.
Yeah.
She said 32 BC.
Yeah.
400 BC.
400 BC? There you go.
Whoa! Wow.
I'm going 10 AD.
Looks like I get $2,000.
Ah!
When was it?
1639.
Oh, there
First
it is.
comic opera, Ciso Fresperi, by
that's a
Virgilio
good one. That's a good one.
Mazzotti and Marco
Whatever.
Marezzoli.
All right, next question.
Who was named as the inventor of musical instruments?
Sounds like some caveman. Amy?
I'll give you a hint. It's biblical. It's from the Bible.
Ah.
I already know. I got it.
You already looked it up.
No,
Joseph.
you're wrong. That's his guess. All right, Amy?
David.
He played David played the lyre. There you go.
Dave? Yeah, who invented the
David seemed like the obvious
Musical
answer.
instruments.
Like,
Well, David played the harp, but somebody would have had to create the harp, or did David create the harp?
Ooh, that's a tough.
Would it
See,
help
there you
if
go.
I give you another hint?
Sure.
Yes.
It's
So you're
from,
telling me David's wrong.
David is wrong.
No, I'm
yeah.
not saying it's right or wrong yet.
How about Joseph?
From
Is that right or wrong?
Genesis.
Oh.
Genesis?
It's Noah.
Moses.
Is that your final answers?
Yeah.
I didn't get an answer.
What did you say, Jim?
From Genesis,
You can pick the same one I did.
Noah.
It's Moses. It's Noah. Yeah. It's Noah.
Moses wasn't in Genesis.
Exodus. Yeah, I think he was towards the end. Yeah, I think they talked about him. He was.
Who was it, Andrew?
He was a young kid
You
back
done
then.
now?
He's
Yeah.
a 10-year-old boy.
Maybe it wasn't.
Jabal.
Jabal.
Jabal?
Oh, well, there you go. There you
Jabal
go.
was the
Yeah,
inventor.
well, there you are. And by the way, Amy, at the end of the first book in the Bible, Genesis, Moses was actually
I'm not even freaking religious.
870 years old, still a young man. Still a young man. So
all right.
I had a feeling it was some obscure name that nobody would get.
Yeah, no kidding.
Nobody would ever. And by the way, would you ever get that? I mean.
Okay. I'll give you an easier one.
Thank you.
Aha.
What were the Rolling Stones called?
Yeah, exactly. After their triumphal passage of the Red Sea, Moses and the children of Israel sang what song?
Hava Nagila Hava.
Walk like an Egyptian.
Either that or there was a song called Drown Like an Egyptian.
Wow.
They started doing the...
Oh, man.
What song?
Mahalachachen.
We don't. None of us know, Andrew.
No, that's not going to happen.
Really? You don't know?
No. What is it?
Deliverance.
That's a lie.
What?
That is a lie.
They hadn't made that up yet. I think that was an Aretha Franklin song.
From EX15. I don't know. That's one of their books.
All right, we're not taking points away for that one. Give us a real one.
Hey, it's legit.
Okay.
Give us a real one.
Okay, I got one.
What's the interpretation of Hava Nagila Hava?
I haven't. Probably what you said. I don't know.
It came out of the Quran.
What was the original name of the Beatles?
Oh gosh, I know this. For
I do
Pete's
too.
sakes. Oh. The Bugaboos. It was the Bugaboos.
When Pete's Sake was in
I'm
it.
kidding.
Pete
Yeah.
Best.
It was he's got the album, I'm sure, right there. Well, there you go. There it is. No, that's not it. That's the
that's funny. Look at that.
What was the first album?
That wasn't the first album. What was their original name of the Beatles? They had a name before they called themselves the Beatles.
It was I think it was something started with a B, and it was like something stupid. The Bugs or the no, it was
Herman's Hermits.
I know this too.
No, it's like
yeah, it's like the Hermits or something that's.
I got the Beatniks. The Beatniks. That's my answer.
Oh man, what was that one?
When you say it, I'm gonna know it.
Yeah, you will. You'll know it when I say it.
I have no idea. I have to take a pass.
Do you know there was
lose
some
500
real
automatic.
You done looking? Did Siri help you yet?
I'm looking for this one because this one's got me ticked. I don't even know though.
Well,
the Quarrymen. That's See, now that you see it, you're like, damn it.
Johnny and the Moondogs.
It's not the Quarrymen?
Nope. Johnny and the Moondogs were their original name.
And that was with Paul McCartney.
Yep, that was with most.
Pete Best.
Yeah.
Pete Best was the drummer. Yep.
All right.
Andrew's
One
come
more
up with
we're
this
done.
far out
And
trivia.
one more question.
Money.
Everybody's in. Everybody's
Last
in on the
one.
final question, and then we'll say goodnight. It's getting late. Amy has to. Well, shoot, Amy, you just missed your deadline. You're done.
Yeah, I certainly did. I'm toast.
No, Amy's got 20 minutes to go.
Yeah,
No, it's 11:43. Yeah.
Okay.
How much time do you need,
World's
Amy?
most expensive musical instrument
More
is.
than we have.
Go.
Crap.
Most
Ready to
of
go right now?
Grand
the world's
piano.
most expensive musical instrument.
Grand
is-
piano.
Stradivarius violin.
Ooh, that's good. I would say a turn of the century grand or something like that, though.
Baby grand.
Baby grand,
What do you
something
think,
like
Dave?
that.
Some kind of elaborate guitar.
It's going to be a stringed instrument. I bet.
Yeah,
Andrew,
lyre from.
Andrew, is it a stringed instrument?
Yes,
It's
it's a stringed
it's the-
instrument.
Okay.
It's the
Which
violin.
a piano is, by the way. A piano
Yes,
is
it
an
is.
instrument.
Mozart's piano.
I was going to say it's got to be a piano. It's got to be a piano.
Well,
some
I
sort.
have to say, Amy, you are correct.
What?
A Stradivarius violin was sold in 2011 for $15.9 million US.
Wow.
Wowee.
That's
Who was that person? I need to know that person.
I don't know. It didn't say the actual person that bought it.
That's
But
impressive.
Yeah, it was probably like an auction house or something.
Hey, 5,000 for me too. Sweet, thanks, Jim. You know, I doubled my Obama money. Oh wait, there it goes. Obama found out. No, he took it back.
He took it all.
And
taxes on it though. Did you know you get that $2,500, but he taxes it at a high rate?
oh, I forgot it. There you go. That's right. You get that money back, and then it's a 49% tax, and then you have to pay the fine.
Because
I
it's
don't
income.
mind. I made some good money off
Yeah.
this.
That's right.
Wow.
You're
You did
rich,
very-
yeah.
You did very well. You got $1,500, and Amy got $5,000. So that's pretty good. Was that it? Are we done with questions?
Yeah, we're done.
Oh, all right then. Congratulations,
I made
everybody.
it quick, simple.
I made a quick few $1,000, and
It was only that easy, huh?
that was fantastic.
See that right there?
Everybody. That's
right. Waitress. I can't say it.
oh,
That's
see,
racist.
that's racist.
That's really racist.
Oh, the snow is white.
Useless.
No, it's racist.
Not a creature with stirring, not even a mouse, because I ate him.
That's great.
This is why you don't put
I
legs
love
on
that one.
entree.
That's
James,
That
I thought you
Christmas
were
tree's
doing
gonna
good.
fit. Huh?
That guy was smart.
that's actually pretty cool, though.
You see when you're
Yeah, that the
sleeping.
Santa's
Taped it
funny.
to the roof.
Oh, that is awesome. Oh,
Club Bilderberg, hey troops, if you want to defend my freedom, drop bombs here. The guy's like, that's how you get on a milk carton. Nobody wants to pull the string on that. Look at that tattoo.
that is unnecessarily.
That tattoo.
That's great. I like that one actually. That's
It's an
actually pretty
onion.
cool. That's pretty cool. That one's good too.
It's on his
Actually.
arm.
Yep, that one's pretty cool.
Knowledge is power.
Oh wow.
Awesome.
That is yeah.
I'm hoping that was penciled
Than
in.
blood. Love thicker than blood.
That's him. That's him. Oh.
All right.
You're gonna get David in trouble.
Oh,
Yeah,
David.
I know.
We're sorry, buddy. Hey, thanks for coming on tonight, though. We really appreciate it.
Yeah. You want to see
Now,
the
David- Hey, I
last
want-
little
David-
thing?
David, were you at the Jim? You know when we were at the brew pub
Yes,
where we
he
all
was.
met up and we met. See, I knew that. All right. We met
David
in
was
person.
there. Look at this. He can't fix
We
stupid.
talked.
You guys may not be able to read that, but it took me a
Oh, I
second
love
here.
this story.
Yeah, we
Keep in
can.
mind-
I remember it.
Okay, the cake is for someone who is moving. So this is how the conversation went. Walmart employee. Hello? This be Walmart's. How can I help you? Customer. I'd like to order a cake for a going away party. Walmart employee. What you want on the cake? Customer. Best wishes, Suzanne. And underneath that, we will miss you.
That is just
See that?
classic.
Best
Yes.
wishes, Suzanne. Underneath that, we will miss you. Not funny? Okay.
That is That's racist, Jim. That's racist.
Yes, that's right.
That's racist, and it's funny.
How about that? Liberals are demanding that we do a gender-free Christmas.
Now,
and I say bite me.
Did anybody follow the recent story out of New York, the state of New York, that they will no longer be putting the gender of the baby born on the birth certificate. It will be up to the child to decide later on.
Really?
Yeah, they are so mentally ill, it's not even funny.
Yeah, they are.
No sex stated on.
No kidding. Exactly,
Wow.
David. Oh my God.
I have that
mentally
from a
ill,
good
it's not-
authority. I need to check Snopes and find out if that's true, but the person that told me that I have faith in. So
Wow.
It's just
That's
not
all right.
even.
We're gonna end this show. David, thank you so much for
honestly,
coming on tonight.
thanks for jumping on, man.
Thanks for jumping on.
Andrew?
You've watched the show before.
Yeah,
David
so
has commented on the show before.
You're one of the
Yeah.
tens of fans that watches
Yeah.
for 8 or 9 minutes.
Tens and
What
tens
the
of
hell?
fans.
Tens and tens of fans. That's right. We reach a wide audience of tens and tens of people.
We actually, coming up on a special edition here next week or sooner, we're going to have Chris, why can't I say his last name? Pronto. From 13 Hours of Benghazi.
And why I'm really excited about this is because I get to tell him about my Jesus alien theory.
No, we're not doing that night.
What? I mean, and how they're going to take over the government. Okay, well, I thought that was what we were going to talk about, but all right.
Yeah.
David, I apologize for anything and everything.
Turn out the light.
He messaged me. Worthless trivia.
Good
Next
things
week.
must end. Yeah. Andrew, you and I need to talk about Sons of Anarchy coming up.
Yeah, we do.
I didn't see the last episode yet. Hey, good night,
Don't go away.
Don't
go away yet, Dave.
Big thank you to our guest tonight, David.